Edition. This is, in fact, considered a hardcore campaign, and I had the question come up from a few of you. Is there any way to measure how long someone can be hurt for, or say they take, let's say they go down they go down several times during a combat. Thorgrim 3 times before, Thaddeus 3 times this combat. And I think it is appropriate that they should be. Oh my goodness, we already got someone saying, "Hey, hello." I think it's appropriate that there should be a required almost debuff. Like, I'm not gonna kill you on it if you go down so many times, because I don't like that rule. Sometimes you can just get stun locked into a bad situation, and it could be poor design on my part. I don't want someone losing a character based on my poor design. So if you go down repeatedly, I'm not going to kill you. What I am going to do, however, is for every time that you go down during a combat, immediately after the combat, you take that amount of exhaustion points. Now, there are some caveats to it, because in core D&D, if you take so many, you just die, and that follows along with the same rule I'm trying to avoid. So there will be no you're dead, but you will take the penalties of however many exhaustion points you get, more or less.
Incur.
There it is. I was thinking. I couldn't get
you were
that
so
word.
close.
Yeah,
Decode.
Listen, I'm useful for one thing. This is what I do.
So yeah, you will take the equivalent amount of exhaustion points for however many times you go down. In order to get those exhaustion points off of you, it won't happen like normal D&D where you need one long rest per, because our long rests are quite a bit longer. It will just be one long rest to remove these exhaustion points. This is not a perfect system. It is a work in progress, but we are going to start implementing that now. So just a heads up going forward. That is one of the things you should look out for. So yeah, any questions on that, or we're all clear? Okay,
No.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
I should probably stop tearing into the pad thai with Carolina Reapers. I'll blind the audience with the glow coming off my head.
Okay. Well, I guess it's recap time. I won't be asking James.
That'd be funny. James just retcon everything.
I won't be asking James.
First, we found 1 million gold.
I will be asking Steve.
Okay. So, last section, we started off with 2 owlbearers, coming at us, and one having 2 heads, which is very interesting. But Thaddeus just mollymocked the two-headed one and killed that one real fast. So its friends was like, oh, well, he's dead, so I'm gonna call 2 others. So he called 2 others, and we end up having a drawn-out fight with these 3 owlbears. Bears? And, yeah, so how many people went down? I went down, Thaddeus went down, James went down,
Bear.
The
bear?
Oh, the bear went down, yes. And then a couple of them, we went down a couple more times, I think. And then we finally killed them, all being watched, meanwhile, by these large ape creatures that could have intervened at any time to help us, but didn't. And, yeah, so, now we are, we got chauffeured to a spot that, seems like, it's a outpost by these large animal ape things, humanoids that seem to understand crude tools and languages, kind of. And then now we're getting ready to talk to the main guy. I think that's where we left off.
We also learned
Hey.
about mutations.
What?
We also learned about animal mutations that are happening in the forest.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of animal mutations happening in the forest because the two-head owlbear, the weird
The deer that walk on two
psychotic
legs.
deer thing, that just ran into everything. But yeah,
A group of bears is a sleuth or a sloth, apparently. Now we know.
Okay. So yeah, that rounds out what happened last session pretty well. Yeah, you guys got into a big ass fight. Several of you went down multiple times, or several of you went down. I think only one of you went down more than once. So let's go over that real quick. Corey did not go down.
Can we get Thaddeus a magical pendant? It's just the pendant of life alert.
Life alert.
It just summons one of us to pick him back up every time he goes down.
Did Thorgrim go down?
Makes a BBB.
No, Thorgrim barely took damage.
Okay, I didn't think so.
Thorgrim was MVP of giving bonuses.
Alaric went down once. Alaric takes 1 point of exhaustion. Currently, because you guys haven't taken a long rest yet, you guys have taken a short rest. James went down once. James takes 1 point of exhaustion. So does his bear.
so wait, it lasts until we get a long rest, or
Until you
we
get a
short
long rest. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then Thaddeus 3 points. Yes, sir. three,
Ooh.
3 points of exhaustion.
Until a long rest, and I'm still sleeping.
Technically, you're still
So-
sleeping. You just I think you just need to kind of rest for the rest of the day, and your long rest comes out. So basically, to accomplish a long rest, no active checks of any kind. Yeah, no active checks. Because it's considered a 24-hour span of just relaxing, resting. You can do some walking, but like not at a heavy pace or anything like that. So yeah. We left off with you guys being in this pseudo outpost of these creatures, and Thaddeus being patched up and looked after, all of you getting a short rest, and yeah. And so I believe we're going to pick up this day. Yeah, you guys are going to wake up. The question is, does Thaddeus wake up?
Probably, but I'm out of it.
Probably. So very, very not all the way home, but awake. Okay. Easy enough. Well, yeah, Thaddeus, you wake up kind of on like a cot. Your armor is off and to the side. So are your weapons. Currently you have basically like some fur clothes on, and then like several like makeshift fur and leather blankets on. Your party is, most of them I believe are sleeping in the vicinity. So yeah, you'd probably wake up first, given that you have slept the longest out of all of them.
Okay. Can I look around? Would that be a check?
No,
Or-
you could just, as long as you rely on your passive, you're good.
Yeah. I'll do that passive.
It's not hard to see what's all around you. Your party's around you, you're on some cots, and there are several creatures that make you and Alaric look very small, walking around or tending to like a cook fire or standing sentry. Several of them are filtering in and out of the pseudo campsite, going off into what is still considered it's still kind of dark, because it's just now like the early morning light is just now beginning to peek out, and you guys are in very thick, heavy woods with snow all around, so the light's not exactly bright right this moment.
Okay, so my weapon's to my side, and they're to the other side.
When you say there, what do you mean?
Our party members.
Your party
Okay.
members? Probably, I'm imagining you're somewhere in the middle, I'm gonna be honest, because I imagine you get the fucked up the worst. Your party would probably have put you somewhere towards a central point where you wouldn't be the first one hit in case something got bad.
Okay.
Probably.
So I want to try to no checks. Just I'm trying to nudge one
nudge one. You're being quiet while you're nudging them. Who
Yeah.
would be directly to Thaddeus's left?
Probably Nil or James.
Nil or
Yeah,
James?
it's gonna be one of us.
I'll roll. I'm curious.
Oh, I'm gonna have my hand on the other side on my weapons.
Okay, it's Nil.
Just
And we already discussed Nil's not exactly heavy on the sleepers. Still alive.
where the fuck are we?
In the forest still.
Are they supposed to be here?
Yeah. But by the way, Nil's face looks fucked up still.
Yeah, there's a giant hole in one of Nil's cheeks.
Like, it's patched up, but it's just like... You can tell it's not exactly comfortable.
No.
I'll let you sleep. And I'll just grab one of my weapons and sleep with my weapon on me.
Okay. A few hours pass.
His comfort steal.
Yeah, it's comfort steal. A few hours pass, and you guys all gradually begin to wake up. As a natural, like, dawn light. It finally gets, like, high enough in the sky. It gets to, like, probably, like, 9 or 10 before, like, true light begins to actually affect your sleep. Just because of how deep you guys are in the woods. So, yeah. What you guys doing?
Nil's gonna get ready for a lot of walking, because I'm pretty sure that's what's in store for us.
Can I go inspect the woods around us?
So you gather your stuff. I'm assuming you get your bear.
Yeah.
And you go to go outside of the campsite.
Yeah, I want to see their emplacements, how they're set up, and inspect the outsides of the woods.
You get to, I'd say you probably get like 40 feet from where you're at, and you get to basically one of their sentries. As you begin to walk past, like one of those huge hand kind of just pushes you gently backwards, saying no.
I'ma just take the fact that I had a huge hand touch me and just be like, okay. And just start walking around where I can stay in the zone
Okay.
and look.
Yeah, so just to give you a rough outlook on this situation, currently there's about 40 of them here. There were more last night. There's about half as many here now. There's like probably like two or three checking on their wounded. There's probably like 5 or 6 of them that are wounded. There's a few standing by like the cook fire and like butchering and skinning various animals, most of them being like these large bears and the various weird creatures that was mentioned before. And then the rest are either on sentry or like up in the trees. Except for the one that you met. He's sitting literally just by a fire.
Can I climb a tree?
Are you going to make a check and forego your long rest? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Then you may attempt to climb a tree.
Is there a passive climb tree?
There's no passive climb tree. No.
Well, besides monk.
23.
23. Yeah, you can pretty easily climb a tree. What are you attempting to do once you get up?
Just sit up there.
Okay.
I'm gonna just sit up there with my bow and just look around.
He's tree sitting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thorgrim.
Oh, we got any food around here? I'm fucking starving.
Who do you say that to?
Lord,
Oh, God.
what do we bring?
Oh, my head hurts. Oh, my God. What time is it?
Ooh, time to eat.
I take out my pocket watch.
It's 10.
I stare at him.
It's 10.
Yeah, that wasn't the question,
Wow.
mate. You got any food?
Well, do we have food?
You guys have rations
asking
on
you.
you. You guys have rations.
I'm just gonna like
No, this is
throw
this
some,
is a question.
throw,
This is
throw
in
like
character.
a bag of
This is in
crackers
character.
at him. Just
Do we have food?
I'm asking you.
Oh.
I'm
feel
just
like
throwing a I'm just
feel
throwing
like
like
I'm
a
hungover,
small
but I know we
stack of
didn't drink
crackers
last
at
night.
him.
Crackers. What happened to all this? Got any dried meats? Do we go out with dried meats or something?
Yeah, we gave I think I sold those.
What?
Uh,
Dude, the fucking owlbears.
the inn people. I'm sure we can find some here. I mean, they got. I think they have a deer. I remember a deer last night. They have deer here.
Are
Yeah,
they
we can-
cooking meat somewhere?
Yeah, there you can. The smell of cooking meat is very pungent as you just see a skinned and defeathered owlbear arm on a spit rotating over a fire.
Ooh, I love chicken.
You know
Or
what?
owl.
You know how, and I want to walk up to the rotisserie owlbear.
It's probably not done yet. There's literally
I'll
one
take
of
it,
those
I'll take
giant things, like rotating it right now. It just kind of looks at you.
Hey, what's the secret?
It doesn't respond. It just keeps staring at you while it's
It's
rotating.
the, it's the animals from last campaign.
While it's rotating the thing.
I'd like to attempt to like chicken shawarma, like cut some of it off on the outside.
So you take out a little knife and like something you use for a plate. I'm assuming your
Yeah.
helmet.
My hand.
Okay.
My spit cup.
I'm just picturing in my head, just canonically, this is the one that bit Thorgrim. So Thorgrim's just like, I'm biting you back, bitch.
yeah.
Yeah, you cut off a few. You cut off. It kind of stops spinning it, allows you to cut some off, and then as soon as you're done, continues rotating it.
Okay, I'm gonna take it, put it on a stick, and then sit next to the fire and hold it over the fire
Okay.
until it's cooked, and then I eat it.
Okay. All right. Well, you're
Can I
doing-
tap?
Oh, good.
Can I tap Alaric on the shoulder? Alaric?
Oh yeah. So, dude,
When are we getting out of here?
well, that's a Thorgrim question.
When they let you.
but-
Are we?
And it seems like they're trying to protect us, but in a weird like governmental way, where like they protect you from doing things that so you wouldn't care about doing, but they're still making you do it.
Damn taxes.
Like
So
like
we're
some,
hostile.
like how we had to get like a shot in our arm a couple times back. Like
Oh
remember
my
that?
shit. What is
That's
going on
kind of
with
similar to what I feel like is happening right now.
So we're hostages.
Not hostages, but not allowed to leave, or maybe not recommended. Maybe I don't know. We have to talk to their leader, owner, king, president. Who cares? I don't know.
But are they friendly?
It's gonna take a while to get there because we're traveling. So, I think it'll be a while, but I think we're fine just here. Just let's just eat something because my head is killing me.
Okay. And I walk over to where Thorgrim is.
Okay. You guys begin to eat. Neil, what are you doing?
Nil is trying to take care of his face. Like, not like actively like doing something bad, just he's trying not to talk and he's trying not to like chew or eat or have anything go on that side of his face. So there's not really a lot that he can really do at the moment.
You see, give me one second.
I'm gonna have to go back and VOD to check those papers.
wrong pipe.
Okay. You see the one who talked initially, kind of approaches you, Nil, and he kind of like reaches for your face gently, and then kind of touches the thumb here, finger here, and kind of rotates your face to look at your cheek. And then he kind of grunts just a little bit, and then kind of walks away, and then comes back with like what would be like this deep green, like
Elf.
what is it called? The evergreen needles, but like into like this mushy paste, and he
Yeah.
kind of peels your bandage back a little bit gently. Very deft fingers for how Shrek-like his hands are, and then applies some of this paste just around the edges of this hole in your cheek, and then presses the bandage back, and then walks right over to the campfire where he was at before and sits right back down.
Damn, he's gonna make you look good, isn't he?
I'm gonna smell fantastic. I smell pine fresh. We got the first like deodorized ointments going on here.
And then, so I assume you guys are just chilling, kind of relaxing, eating, kind of just
Yeah.
trying to get your strength back after this pretty brutal
Stretch a
fight.
little, you know.
I'm
Okay.
still on guard.
Okay.
Defensive.
After a couple of hours, you guys hear like a deep, deep horn from somewhere off in the distance towards the north. And the individual who I just described applying this ointment to Nil stands up, kind of gestures to two of the sentries, and then gestures up into the tree, or a couple of the trees towards a couple more of them. And then they begin to come down, and the other ones begin to come in, and he kind of does this pseudo sign language and grunting in combination to them, and then he walks over to your group. We leave now. No. We go
Yes.
slow. And then
We
he
go
walks.
with you.
Yes.
Are there more of? And I'll point to the owlbear and like the deer, like the mutants on the path.
No.
Okay.
And he walks over to the tree and that James is in, kicks the tree. The tree.
Oh, I would've
begins
came down when everybody
okay,
else is coming
just to
down.
make sure. Okay.
Well, I didn't get a chance to say it, but yeah, I would have came down.
I'm gonna.
But I will
James
ask
and
him,
then point to the mule.
Oh yeah, I gotta get the animals. I will ask him before. Do you know who sounded the horn?
Yes, one of ours.
Okay, so it's like a sentry out there that sounded the horn.
This is our place. We have many guards.
So, knowing sound and like music, can I register how far that horn would have been able to? People would have been able to hear it.
Yeah, no active. What's your passive perception?
10.
10. You do know music pretty well. You do know sounds. But you don't know this environment super well either, though. It didn't sound super close. Didn't sound super close.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna wrangle up the mule and the bear.
Okay. So you guys, at a very slow pace, at a pace slow enough that those of you taking a long rest can maintain that, kind of trudge your way through the snow, and this carries on for 2.5 days. As you guys are getting deeper and deeper into the woods, you guys are, those of you who have a compass and who take care to look at it, know that you are going directly north the whole time, towards, like, basically the edge of your world, more or less.
Flat Earth.
So, are any other things other than just pocket watches misfunctioning for me?
Just seems to be pocket watches for now.
It would suck if compasses stopped working also.
That and your herbs whenever we fight owlbears.
Just everything went wrong there.
Yeah. So, yeah, you guys travel for 2.5 days, stopping and making. And when you stop at night, you're not stopping somewhere random that looks good, like, oh, this is a good resting place. You follow them to a designated stopping point, which looks just like the place you were just at, except in a different spot, more or less. More outposts, more encampments. And there are a lot of these things at every single one of them. You see several of them along the way, whether it be hopping and like easily jumping from like tree to tree over 20-30 foot gaps, very casually doing this. And you see several of them walking past you in small troops and giving you not concerning looks, but like quizzical, like curious looks at your group. And you guys come towards the end of your journey and you break through this very long stretching. It's almost like a long hedge that's been maintained, this very thick, uh, almost like bushy wall. And you guys kind of watch as this individual who's been leading this whole time kind of separates them at a certain spot where it easily comes apart. And you enter into what is basically their main settlement. And this is a very large encampment. There are dozens and dozens and dozens of tents splayed throughout this. Some of them even like wrapped around like thick wooden logs nailed into like trees and whatnot, so some of them can stay in treetops. So it's
kind of like your...
Sort of, yes. Yeah, it's very densely packed. Several cook fires. You guys are basically so far north that you can actually, like, if you get to a high point, if you were to like climb a tree or sit on a very high hill in this area, you could genuinely see the ocean from where you're at. You guys are at the very edge, more or less.
Jeez.
And
the end of the world?
there are probably close to like 700 or 800 of these creatures walking around in this settlement, whether it be above or on eye level with you. As you guys are brought in, there are like several like spiked-ish barricades placed along the entirety. Like there's several layers of spiked barricades placed along the entirety of this concealing like hedge wall. Basically, if something comes through the hedge, they're gonna run into a giant fucking wooden spike. And there are what looks like, this doesn't look like the only entrance, but along the other few entrances, including this one, there are also those very spiked barricade style posts sticking out of the ground and angling towards the entrance, so anything coming in can be funneled. So it's a very defensible location, and in a somewhat primitive way, but still. And as you guys are led in, as you pass dozens of these creatures, they all stop, all look, all curious. None with malicious intent, all just very, very interested in what's coming in. One of the other things that you notice as you're coming to this place is the absolutely large amount of cats and dogs just running freely around this place. Yeah, they're everywhere.
I'll walk up to the guy that's escorting us. I'll say, are we the first humans to come over here? And are these the cats and dogs from that town?
You speak to Julius.
Oh, okay.
And he leads you
Can we-
in. Go ahead.
Can we see anybody else that isn't a fucking werewolf?
I'm laughing
I
if
wanna
Julius
come up
is
with
a
another
best.
word.
Where
No.
A Wendigo, and no other Wendigos, or everybody else is a werewolf.
Everyone,
Sasquatch.
I would say
Buffy.
close. I would say closer to Sasquatch than werewolf.
Sasquatch, yeah.
Yeah.
There's no other.
There's no other type of entity in here besides them and the cats and dogs. Yeah. Maybe like I would say that's not entirely true. There are like herd animals in here.
Well, okay, yeah. But
Yeah. Um. So yeah. Um. Yeah. So he leads you guys further and further in. You guys only walk for like 15 more minutes before you arrive at what is easily the largest of these tents in this place. It's not huge, but it is obviously scaled to their frame, and it is probably twice the size of all the other tents. So it's probably like 30 by 30 feet in so would that be a 90-foot circumference going around.
Well, what are the tents made of?
Animal hides mostly. Animal hides and wood. Yeah.
Okay.
And he kind of stops at the door and lifts the tent flap, and he gestures you guys to go in.
I go in.
I go in.
alright, well, how much of a choice?
What do we see?
Everyone is brought into this tent except for the bear and the mule, which as James, you're passing him, he kind of stops, holds out his hand for the reins for the mule, and then also gestures to the bear, says it can't go in, and then
Why can't my bear go in?
it might shit on the floor.
He has a point. It's been
That's
shared
fact.
before.
Okay, yeah, that's
To be
fact.
fair,
Okay.
I might sit on the floor. You're judging the
I do want to hear what he says to that.
He looks at you. Don't.
That would be my choice.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys all walk in. Animalist. God, Thorgrim, don't shit on the floor for your own health. And you guys see what looks like an older version of a lot of these individuals outside. Not too terribly aged, but there is some like gray patches along, like gray stripes along his fur and whatnot. And the skin on his face is a bit more wrinkled than the others. And he's kind of sitting by a small fire in the middle of this tent, sitting on what looks like a fairly nicely made wooden chair. This is basically like where he sleeps. There's like what looks like small, like round animal hide, like barrels, I'd suppose, for like storage and boxes and whatnot. There's like a bed and all that stuff. And so yeah, that's what's in here. Yeah. And he kind of just watches you as you walk in. And his look isn't curious like all the others. His is just kind of just very neutral.
I want to wave at him.
Okay, you wave.
Does he wave back?
No.
Is he a statue?
No, he's
This
not a
guy's a
statue.
dick.
Well, is Thorgrim walking up?
Oh god, my stomach.
I'll start walking up.
With a passive perception of 16, what do I see in the room?
I described everything you see with your passive perception of 16.
Okay, I just wanted to see if there's anybody hidden or anything.
No, there's no one in
what-
this room.
He said his name is Julian.
Julius.
Julius.
So, you
King
speak as well?
Chief Julius.
Who's speaking? Sorry.
We both
I
speak
was.
at the same time.
At the same time.
So what did Thorgrim say? Because I didn't hear what Thorgrim said.
Do you speak as well?
Yes, I speak.
You speak
What
as
is
well?
it? Is your name King Julius?
No, it's just Julius.
Can I call you
So-
Julian?
Yeah,
Honor,
like
it's an honor to meet you. I bow.
I just see what you fucking did, you bastard. I finally figured out the joke. And I feel so slow now.
What's the joke?
Planet of the Apes.
I'll
Caesar.
message it to you.
I was thinking Planet of the Apes.
I was thinking of Madagascar. King
Yeah.
Julian!
Madagascar was the one, yes.
King Julian!
It fucking caught up to my brain finally.
Julian, I found you!
I like to move it. I like to move it.
Middle of a serious
I'll
moment.
bow
Excuse me,
down.
my
I'll
brain
bow
catches up.
And I'll.
You don't have to bow.
Oh,
You don't have to
okay.
bow. No. I'm not a king.
What are you? What should we call you?
The caretaker
Wait.
would be more apt.
You said a what?
Caretaker.
Oh,
Kinda
I thought he broke the fourth wall and said character. I was like,
Character. Character.
I was like, I already dealt with one of these guys. I don't need two of them.
I'm an
A
NPC,
character.
brother.
Yeah, you can refer to me as an NPC. Caretaker. Okay, but he looks like the rest of them.
Very
Just older?
very
older.
similar,
Like
but older. Yeah, I mean, it's
Like
hard
a
to just
silver fox Sasquatch.
almost, not super silver, just a little bit here and there. A lot of them look very similar. There's a slight height and width discrepancies between each one, but like, you'd have to spend time looking at all of them to pick out minor differences.
I'll take out my silver bar that I tried to give to the other Sasquatch and present to him.
We can't do anything with that.
It's
It's currency. We have no need for currency.
okay.
Julius, you said you're a caretaker. What is it that you take care of?
Everyone here.
What do you want with us?
I didn't want anything with you. You were brought to me. I got a
Alright.
report. That humans had made it very deep into the woods and had managed to fend off several owl bears and a mutant owl bear as well. So they were clearly looking for something. So
Yeah,
I
Oh yes, we were looking for you, I think.
Yeah, so it sounds like you ventured too far into the human town, and now we're here.
Well,
None of my people go into the human town. I do have one very curious one who likes to steal animals from the forest line, and they keep coming back with more.
is that why there's so many dogs and cats out here?
Yes, they keep going into the woods, and he takes them.
That's great. Well, they don't really he's not like stealing them in the house, so they must be wanting to be gone because they stay here. They don't go back over there, and they go. I literally watched a cat leave its house, run to the woods, and made some weird screaming sound, and then
He is very fast
Yeah.
in his acquisitions, so it probably startled the cat.
I believe him. I saw you guys at work. It was quite a feat, jumping from tree to tree, and it's pretty good.
So what did you come in looking for in the woods?
You.
We found it, so we'll be on our way.
Yep.
You're not going anywhere right now.
Are we
Is
detained?
Can I tell if that was a threat?
More like a promise. More like a promise.
Why?
I have a
You
few
want
questions.
something from us, don't you?
No. I have questions.
As do I.
I imagine
do we.
so. Yes. So I figure we shall talk.
As we are.
Like what we're doing right now?
Yes.
So you aren't. You were found at what would be the old logging site. You aren't working to that. You aren't trying to.
Are you trying to say are we logging?
We
Yes.
prefer the word
We,
forcibly escorted, but yes,
Feel like
we would hear
we,
the
pref-
Nah.
we prefer the name foresters, not loggers.
that's
But
all.
no, we're not loggers.
Yeah.
We're not foresters.
You're not.
Well, I mean, not this. Are you a forester? I'll get no.
One of the
No.
reports said
Well,
you
no,
were...
yeah, he's a forester because he carries an axe with him, and he's more of a meddler.
I like metal.
You're talking too much and adding confusion to the moment.
Am I?
Yes. So
The
Thorgrim
only
knows what
reason
I'm-
we were
Thorgrim-
at the
Thorgrim knows
logging
what I'm
camp
I'm gonna
was
grab
because
a
it
lark
was-
and like pull it back and be like, bro, you're never gonna skill.
the reason we were at the logging camp was because it was preferable if there was any buildings still standing in a good condition to sleep inside a fortified building where it'd be harder to be attacked by whatever's in the forest. That is the only reason why we were at that location.
you said you came into the forest looking for us. How did you know about us?
There was a few instances where there was a couple individuals that saw you guys. They thought there was werewolves, but obviously not werewolves. And there was 2 instances actually of this happening.
Wait a
And then
second.
obviously all the cats and dogs that are missing were a big sign when we got to the village that something was afoot, and the afoot was you afoot.
Norwood. What if there is still something out here that isn't them that someone saw that was something that was mutated?
Describe what
Maybe.
you're searching for.
A wolf-like entity that stands on its 2 legs, that comes in packs of 3 to 4, and will not attack individuals, but kind of watch.
There are none of those here.
What? There's 100 of them. I'm looking at them.
We
No,
are
there's
not,
900.
We're not wolf-like.
Not wolf-like. This is too different.
Perhaps there was a lack of terminology for large, hulking, hairy figures in the forest.
I suppose.
Do you know of any other creatures in the forest?
Hold
We've
on.
been seeing more and more strange things in the last
Do
few
I-
weeks.
Do I have in my notes, my books, my different stuff, in the stuff that we were given, something that's more like an image of werewolf that I could show him to where
Yeah.
he could actually be like, oh, that thing? And I'll pull that out.
No, we don't. We have not seen anything like that, no.
Yeah, but you see the similarity.
I can see the similarities.
Yep.
Yes.
So that's why we're here. And
Have any of your people gone missing?
No,
no,
they're scared.
that we know of.
I mean, yes, that we know of, but we have not been informed of anyone going missing.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of cats and dogs. Just owners wanting their pets back.
Well, I suppose we could send you back with the animals if you'd like.
Specifically, what was that one lady looking for? Did somebody take that job? There's a very specific feline. It's like a white cat or something. No.
Those a few. There was dogs, there's cats, all in the same street.
Yeah, but there was a reward for them.
Oh, there
I'm
was?
less worried about those currently. What can you tell us about these mutations that have been occurring in the forest?
They're new and recent. Within the last few months.
Since the white light?
Ever since the white light, yes. We've had more strange encounters. We've eaten more forest-dwelling creatures because we've had to kill more forest-dwelling creatures than we've had to in a very long time.
Have any of yours died from mysterious wounds that look more like a sentient creature made them? Maybe choked around the neck.
No, we've not had any strangulations. We've lost one or two, but we've always been very guarded about our places that we stay and the way we do things. We been caught lacking.
Is part of that because of the old man Vo?
Old man Vo.
The bronze are that Bronze Vo's grandfather, when once upon a time they did have the logging out here, and then mysteriously just stopped one day.
I met the man who ran the logging. I do not know of Vo, but his name was Anton. He we reached an agreement, and he stopped.
What was the agreement?
We stay in the woods and keep to ourselves, which is what we were going to do anyways, and he would keep people out of the woods.
You would never want to go further south and
We
see
have,
what the
we have all
civilization has to offer?
we have all we need here. And he kind of, let me show you something. And he kind of stands up, and he leads you out of the tent, and he leads you towards the cliff edge. And as you guys approach the cliff edge, you see like a lot of thick ropes hanging over the edge. And he kind of walks right up to the edge and points down. And these ropes go like 1,000 feet down, all the way to the water. And he hands you I think to you, Alaric hands you a spyglass. This was given to me by Anton. But this will help you see. And he points. You follow his finger, and you see what you know is sea urchins of some variety latch onto this cliff face, deep, like right against the water line, and a little above and a little below as the waves come in and out. And you see just you can barely catch a glimpse of it, but like silver flashes in the water, you can instantly tell fish of some variety.
Oh.
This is our primary food source. They come in every 2 weeks or so, and we gather quite a lot in our nets. And various animals in the woods sometimes supplement the lack of fish, but it's not often. We don't need much.
Very strong beings. I've seen how you climb. Have you guys ever climbed down there?
No, it's a very long way. And once you get past a certain point, the rocks become wet and slippery. Be easy to fall in and not be able to get out.
Ever thought about making a staircase to easily access the fish?
This works. This is not broke. Why would I fix it?
Yeah.
I have a question.
I might have an answer.
Good. Your answer will answer my question.
I'm starting to question your question.
I realized what I said after that. That was pretty good. Where'd you learn to speak like that? You're the only one around here who speaks like Anton taught you.
Anton taught me, yes. He was prospecting deeper and deeper into the woods. I had just settled this, and he kind of gestures to the village you see. And he saw me. I saw him. It was very strange because we had never seen anything like each other before. And so both of us ran away. Shortly thereafter, I saw him again. And over the course of weeks and months, we taught each other to speak each other's languages and discussed why he was here, why we are here. Came to that agreement I'd mentioned before. He was old then. When he left, I did not see him return. I assume he is passed.
Well,
Yes.
yeah, Grant's
It's,
still pretty old himself, so yeah. Got some time.
It's insane. You've been around for a long time.
You haven't taught any other ones here.
I've taught
they just can't.
those who want to learn. Not many do. But those who are interested, like young Joseph, the one who led you to my tent, he's learned some. He is my son. He will take over when I pass.
How old is he?
He is 120 of your years.
How many of your years?
We didn't keep time. We just kind of let things be, but given a sense of we weren't always able to see the sun. We didn't come from these woods. We came from underneath. So
Where?
Deep. It's a barren rock wasteland, and one of the reasons I was made leader is because I found the way out.
What about
How do you get in?
There's a tunnel not too far from here. It just goes for a very long ways. Probably 2 or 3 days walk at least to get to where our people used to live, deep beneath the earth.
So
And there's water there?
There's water, very little to eat though. More things that want to eat you than you would want to eat.
Like what?
Large monstrosities with giant claws for hands that are blind to sight but can hear you and see you through their hearing. Reptilian
Are there any
creatures.
large spiders?
No, well, there are some, but none. How large?
I'll take out my book and show him the picture of everyone burning and the spider.
None that big.
Okay.
Maybe half our size is the biggest we've seen. Is the biggest we've seen.
So, you guys seem very peaceful, and you probably don't want to get involved in anything, but there's something brewing down south, and I reckon that's gonna come up this way also, and it's most likely gonna be something of this entity. And you've been around for a long time, so you know a lot of things just fizzle out, and the next thing replaces it, and then just a constant battle of who's on top. But ever since that white light, it's almost like there's direction in the fire or the chaos that once was. Just keep that in mind.
Very well.
If there's monsters, creatures, and things down in that underground that you don't want coming out, why leave the cave unsealed?
Because not all of us are up here. There are a few lost tribes still down in the deeps. We hope to bring them all to the light.
Are any
Why
of
don't we
them a
help you?
different color?
No, just separated through time.
Do you want help? We got time. I really don't want to go down south because I don't want to meet his friend, and I point back at the head.
You struggle
Thaddeus.
with the bears. You will not survive if you go down into the deeps.
Well, we bring 10 of your guys, and we can add some nuances that maybe your people don't have that, and then your people can add nuances to our party as well.
I appreciate the offer, but
Don't take this the wrong way, but are they down there guarding something? There's monsters and little food down there. I see very little reason for them to stay behind.
James, why are you raising your hand?
I had a question. I just didn't want to interrupt anybody.
Okay, go ahead. I'll get to you in a second, Mel.
So you don't pose a threat to us, and we're not going to pose a threat to you. Do you mind if we tell our higher ups about you?
I will have to think about that. And to answer your question,
No.
we are guarding the way in the hope that those lost tribes find the light, so that we may be one people again. But we are not keeping something from coming up. Most of the things that are down there can't fit up the tunnel anyways.
Not you, them. The ones that stayed behind.
Are they guarding something?
Is there something they're keeping down there or keeping away?
I do not know. We have not heard from them. It has been a very long time.
This concerns Nil now. Whenever he says very long time.
Very well. So you want to tell your higher-ups about us? Who
Well, yeah,
is-
we were sent to investigate, so I just wanted to, we got to tell them something. And if y'all need help with the mutations, we can send some investigators down to help figure out what's going on.
What are their groups called? They're not investigators. They're slaughter pigs. What are they?
Oh, you talking about the different divisions that?
Yeah,
we
the
have?
different divisions. Yeah,
The brutality.
How big
unit.
they?
battalion unit. That's what it is.
I would prefer no one came into the woods.
Okay.
All right, so you just want this?
Would it
I-
be
We
fine?
could just name this as y'all's territory and to put a flag on it to let people know not to venture in.
I do appreciate the gesture, and I want you to not take offense when I say this, but we watch from the edge of the woods, and we see there is a lot of greed, and we don't
Yeah,
want
there's a
that
lot.
here.
There's a lot of that.
It'd be
I know,
fine if we.
I am one to be greedy at some points, but I also with greed comes a lot more. I can't even say that, can I? Humans are just a shitty race, honestly.
Speaking of shitty,
Yeah. Oh, no, not here, not here. Actually, yeah, just do it. Oh, take a shit off the edge of the world,
I
dude.
don't
There we
think I
go.
cooked that meat all the way. Stomach's a rumbling.
Yeah,
King
do it off the
Julius?
edge. Do it off the cliff. Do it off the cliff.
Would
You
it
can
be
say you took
fine
a shit. Oh, go ahead.
if we
No, seriously, go ahead.
if
No,
we
go ahead.
told
I'm shy.
Anton's grandson about the agreement? He never got the message. It was never passed down to him why they stayed out of the woods.
His line
They
lives.
simply did. He
He,
does.
he doesn't speak tall, fairy guy speech.
We are
That,
called.
that got lost as well.
We are called Omags, if you're curious.
Omags.
Yeah, he doesn't speak that.
Umag.
You speak our language, but he doesn't speak yours.
You may tell him if he is a grandson of Anton, then he should be a good soul.
He is. It'll keep confusion and misunderstandings from happening in the future.
Okay. I would prefer you did not tell what is central
Yes,
that we existed.
it makes sense. Central. They're very grabby with area, so we'll try and keep that hush hush. We'll just say that there was some owlbears that were in the woods that were causing all the issues.
Very well.
Well, they
Did
might
we
still
receive a
they might still investigate that. We could always say that the people were eating a wrong type of mushroom. And
James, did you get a carrier pigeon? A homing
Yes.
pigeon from
Yeah, me and Alara got
from
one.
We both did. And I've been teaching mine to
no,
Yes.
the one from Bronvo.
Yeah, I can send one back if you want.
We could set it up to where they could tell Braun if something happens here in case of an emergency.
Yeah, I can
Oh.
give them
No,
a bird.
I'll give him mine. You can keep yours.
Well, we
No, I
only
mean, you're
have one
teaching
bird
yours-
from Bronvo, don't we?
Yeah, but
No, we have
you can
two.
teach your stuff. Oh, we have 3 or 2.
Two. I got
Okay.
one, you got one.
Oh yeah, mine was the one that we bought. So
Yeah,
I
we
guess...
Two from Bonvo. So.
Okay.
Julius, do you understand our language, the written language at all?
No,
Okay, that don't work.
I'm just kidding. I know. I'm just messing. Yes, I can read and write your language, and so can Joseph. He just
something
knows as well
happens-
as me.
Do y'all have any of these? And I pull up the messenger bird.
No, we do not have birds.
Yeah. Well, this bird, if you write a letter, it'll go to Bonvo. So if you need to let him know, or if he needs to let you know something, y'all can talk through that instead of having to meet face to face.
Can I try?
Yes.
And I hand him the bird.
Can I have something to write with?
Yeah, I hand him a pen and paper. Well, feather and paper and
He
ink.
scribbles something down on a piece of paper and rolls it up, and kind of presents it to the pigeon without wrapping it or anything.
I show him. I grab out a piece of string and I show him how you tie it to the leg,
Now what?
and then I just let it go and it flies.
And it knows where
It'll
it
fly
is
to.
going.
Yes, they are trained to know to go to the sender and back. So it'll come back to this location when when it's coming back. You should be able to see it.
Okay. Well, it seems we've reached some sort of agreement. Would you care to spend the night and have dinner with us, and then I can have an escort bring you to the edge of the woods tomorrow?
Yeah, I'd rather not fight no more outbursts.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Me neither. Do you guys like music? Or was it just your outpost that
Yes.
didn't like music?
We like music.
Okay. I'll play some music then.
Okay. All right. You guys have made an ice with the Omags. You guys have any questions or anything you'd like to do before we move on? Because dinner is going to be straightforward. No, there's no metal.
Fuck. How did you know what I was gonna ask?
You ask it every time.
Literally 3 of the conversations have been they have no way of working with metal, but you know what? I love that determination, that spirit.
Do you have anybody here that's good with the greatsword?
We don't use
They don't
swords.
use metal?
What kind of weapons do they use?
They have like
Sticks,
spears,
stones.
clubs, flint axes, and whatnot. Stone axes.
Oh, so they'll have bows, right?
No, they don't have any bows.
Oh.
They have large javelins and rocks. They have a lot of rocks to throw.
Nice.
Well, shit, I was trying to get weapon training done, but never mind.
Okay. Anything else?
And can I tell if they're hiding something? Like metal wise?
You don't get the idea that there's any metal in this place.
Okay.
Julius,
Oh,
do you have a place where you keep more of the mutated corpses?
No, if we kill them, we chop them up and eat them.
I got a question. When you were living down there, did you see any shiny rocks?
There are crystals that put off a light, but other than that, no.
Okay.
Really?
We're not going
How far down are those?
Very far.
Well, I was gonna see if there may have been a hint at Mithril or something down there.
Nil's just like, we're not fucking
We'll
going
never
down there.
know.
I'm choosing life.
I don't know. Anything that's farther away from large fronds, I would like to do that.
You mean our
They're
law?
hiding something.
Yeah, I know. I just keep on changing. Making it. It's gonna be more and more sexual as the time goes on.
Okay. Anything from Thorgrim?
I don't think so.
Okay. Thaddeus, there's no metal. I'll say it one more time. There's no metal. They're
Oh.
not hiding any metal.
Mm-hmm.
One last
You want
question
me to
for
think?
Do they have any alcohol here?
No,
Ooh. Damn.
they don't.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna show him
I got-
alcohol.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I'm gonna
that's how
hand
they
him a
get. That's how it becomes women.
You
That's
guys,
the
They
final
start-
step in the
They
evolution
start
stage.
getting greedy, and then they start getting all metal.
so you guys have a good night.
Let's leave that to your children.
You guys
Let's
have
see if I can get the leader drunk.
Yeah, you guys have a good night. You guys spend the evening with Julius, Joseph, a few small child versions of these creatures, which none of them are as small as old Thorgrim there, and they're considered very young. Um,
Challenge.
you guys have some very good. It's mostly cooked food, like mostly cooked meat, and like a few mushroom, like a mushroom stew and all that good stuff. Nothing too fancy, but like good hearty food. The portions that they give you are a bit more than you're expecting, and on the quest to get the leader drunk, I would say that Julius turns it down, but Joseph, the one you met before, does not. And eventually he gets. It takes a lot of your stores to get him drunk. So you do. If you're willing to give up a lot, you can do it.
Yeah, I'll give up that lot.
Okay, cool. So a lot of your alcohol is drunk to a point where Joseph is like has picked up your bear and is just kind of cuddling it like a dog. Your bear looks very
What's my
concerned.
bear say?
Your bear's like, oh, this isn't right. No one's ever done this before. Please make it stop. Yeah. And
If you like it, I can teach y'all how to make this.
Joseph says yes. Julius immediately says no.
I'm gonna slip Joseph a piece of paper with instructions.
Okay. Okay.
And now he becomes a drunk.
And you guys have a nice dinner. You guys sleep very well. All of those, everyone except for James's character has officially accomplished a long rest.
I thought we went 3 days.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I guess everyone could have it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There it is. Good catch.
Good catch. Yes, forgot. So yeah, everyone gets a nice little long rest. Most wounds are fully healed. That is, your armor still needs work.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it got hammered.
There's no forges or anything here
Yeah.
because there's.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and assume my one temporary hit point left over from Thorgrim's ability is gone now.
Yeah.
Oh, that. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
you guys are then led out of the woods. It probably takes about 5-ish days to get out of the woods. Oh, dude, I was looking at your camera, Mikey, and I saw your
the
dog,
dog.
and I was like, what's my dog doing in my room?
She's nasty.
Can I see if there's I guess see if there's any other mutants along the way, like other than the deer and the owlbear?
You
Are
never,
there
you
wolf
never,
mutants or?
you never see anything. But every now and then, you guys hear 2 horn blasts from either side of where you're traveling, a few hundred feet away, and some of your guards peel off in that direction and return back. Maybe 1 or 2 of them are a little scratched up.
And then what are they carrying back?
None of them
Because they said they like
bring anything
dice them
back.
up.
Yeah, none of them.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Then I will. Is what's his name? Not Julius. Julian. What's his
Joseph.
name? Joseph.
Joseph. Do they all
I'm
start with
not-
J's?
Can I ask Joseph to see if there are larger packs of mutants that they have to fend off, or if the mutants are becoming organized?
No, no, no organization. Just stragglers.
I'm not gonna lie, Joseph. You can handle your beer well. I'd love for you to come to my town.
Yes, I
Just
would
walk
like.
right in.
I would like that, but your people might not.
We'll be
My
with you.
village is very, very accepting.
Joseph,
Mostly because we're drunk all the time.
Change your name to James. You're good.
did the one that kept collecting
Exactly.
all the pets, did he ever say why he was collecting the pets?
He is lonely.
And we got all the pets,
I
right?
can understand that.
You guys
Back
are
with
coming
us.
back with all the pets?
Yeah,
Not
I
all the
would
pets.
assume-
We'll
would
take
assume
just
so.
the most recent pictures.
Yeah, like all the ones that we saw, like that
The
were
picture
missing.
sure. Okay, yeah.
We'll
Ones
take
that are
those
offering
ones.
metal, I'll take.
Ones that are
Yeah.
offering money. Okay, cool. I got you. Yeah, you guys are coming back with
That's
like
fair.
30 cats and like 20 dogs.
Damn. Oh God.
That's just a lot for.
I
a
mean,
town.
if your buddy's
And
lonely
he still
for animals,
he still has pets there, obviously, because some of them just don't care about their fucking pets, right?
Yes.
Like the only people that are gonna care about their pets are the one that have missing posters.
Right.
So we're just taking those ones back,
Yes.
and leaving him like all the ones that.
That
you
is
can
fair.
tell him if
Thank you.
he's you can tell him if he's lonely. Just breed some more pets. I mean, that's why we left so far.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys come back with the pets. You guys eventually come to the edge of the woods. Joseph kind of gets down on a knee and kind of extends his humongous hand to James first, because James gave him the experience of being drunk for the first time. Was
But
good.
when he shakes it, with how strong he is, does he pick me up when he tries to shake my hand?
He's very gentle, very deft with his hands, but his hand does completely swallow yours. It was good to meet you. I hope
I'm gonna
we
hand him
see
one more vial.
Thank you. I will hide this. We
If y'all
hope
do start brewing, send me some.
we will try. We hope to see you again someday in good health.
I hope I can see y'all again too.
The rest of you, it was also good to meet all of you as well. Be
Likewise.
careful. The darkness is everywhere now.
You too. You guys got your hands full with all these mutants coming about.
We will be fine.
Are any of these cats or dogs mutated?
No, none of them seem mutated.
How are we gonna
oh,
approach this?
Yes, the
We can't
question I was
just
about
bring
to ask.
all the animals at once. Everybody's gonna think we were stealing them for a bounty or something.
Oh, they know that
We're-
we're investigators. We came out to look for the animals. But
Do you think the
so
Albert might have been
for
collecting them?
Joseph, I'm gonna ask Joseph. Have you seen any? Have these mutations happened after birth, or are they happening before birth?
We do not know if when they are happening. We only stop the creatures we see coming for us.
Okay.
You,
That is.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Better than yesterday.
Be
How
sure
are
to
you
say-
feeling?
Still not great. If you would, please thank all of yours that attended to our wounds on our behalf.
Oh yes, please.
we will. And you gave us the bird. If things go bad, like you say, send us a warning.
Yeah, we can do that.
And in the off chance that things get to a point where you fight for the beginning or the end, send us a bird.
We will.
It will be so.
And sure it shall be.
He kind of stands up, pats James on the head, pats the bear on the head, and they disappear back into the woods.
Does my bear
was,
look a little sad that he's walking away?
A bit, yes.
Is that the
Right.
DM saying that we're gonna have a huge battle at the end?
So Thorgrim, I'm thinking that we found those animals just kind of hiding in the logging
That's what I
camp,
was thinking.
but
too.
logging camp just kind of collapsed after we got them out of there, so it's not safe and they won't be there anymore. That way, no one goes looking for them there.
You know, I'm fine with that. Still want to reach out to Central, though.
Let them know that we found the animals and we found
No werewolves.
no werewolves.
Why would we lie?
Well, it's not lying. It's just what our mission was.
To find
More
werewolves.
than that,
werewolves.
I'm slightly
Found.
concerned about the relation.
For
Yeah.
who we work for. Do you not remember our orders to get here?
Yeah. Investigate werewolves
Yep.
and report back to Central. There's
Yep.
no werewolves. There's only owlbears that we killed, and the pets were. So we were just telling them that we found the pets. So we're being honest to Central, but I'm with Nil here. I trust the government as far as I can throw it, and I didn't ever want to be in the government, in the military's investigatory system per se, but we're here and we're doing our job.
It's interesting too.
I'm kind of concerned also about any possible connections between the head of our organization and you know who.
Yeah, being so close related to Along Franz.
So the question is, where do our loyalties lie right now?
Our loyalties lie in staying alive.
Well, when you swore the oath, did you swear it to the government or did you swear it to the people?
It's a great question. I do not want to answer that without a history check.
Make a history check.
Okay. Ten.
Hard to remember.
As far as I'm concerned,
We made it to the people.
that's why
Definitely.
a government that protects its people.
Okay. So where are you guys?
Besides, if we tell the wrong person, we might get someone else killed by accident with the way these missions are going.
And the next mission that comes from Central, which just seems too dangerous, we're not going to take it. So we're pick and choosing here.
I mean, we did our mission.
We did it, yeah. Did we not? Did we not complete the mission?
Not sure I agree with this type of alignment. I don't know if we should be going rogue like this.
Alright, Rogue. We're doing what the government said to do, and we are we're doing it to the first degree.
Doing
Now,
it to
if we get
Group of
back and we can
strangers.
actually talk directly to Franz, that's one thing. But remember, any pigeons that we send back are going to be filtered, so more people are going to learn about it than we want.
I can agree with that bit at least.
Yeah, I
Just
can
not
agree with
too
that as well.
keen on the monstrous species that, as you said earlier, Locke, waited until post deadly encounter to interact with us.
Oh, you heard that?
Forcibly-
Was I talking in my sleep? when I said
Forcibly
that?
brought us back to the camp. And no, let us go.
I mean, sounds a bit like what the government did with us, also. But
It does. It's
take your final one.
as they say in my area, it's tomato carrot
Sounds
or
disgusting.
potato. Friend.
Just cut out for me. Did you cut out for anyone else?
Yeah.
He cut out for me as well. Okay, so what are you guys
Am
doing?
I still here? Am I here?
Yeah, you're here. What are you guys
Okay.
doing?
I've got to send a Bert back to Central with the information.
And where are you guys
We
going?
also
You
need
guys are
to
at
go
the
back
edge of
to-
the woods.
We need to go back to Bronvo. We need to go
Oh, yeah,
back
we
to
do.
Going
We
back
definitely
to
gotta
the
go
woods?
back.
We're going
No,
go
to
back into the
Bronvo,
woods?
the mansion. Not back in the woods. I don't want to go back in the woods.
But we'll level up like 10 times and we'll come out stronger. It'll be so cool.
Listen, I've only got 2 cheeks. After these 2, they're going after the ones on my
You got
backside.
4
I don't want
cheeks.
that. Those are not spares. I need those.
I forgot to ask, what level are we?
You guys are still level 4.
Or
Okay, very sure.
I have to fix some things while I'm holding my armor in my hands because I don't have armor on right now.
I just
Does anyone else need their shit fixed?
I think we all kind of need to repair some stuff. And if we go back to the outpost with our stuff looking all like it does, then we're gonna get fined again. So I think we should at least take a little bit of time to fix up our gear, and then
Please tell me we don't have to stop at that outpost again.
it's
we have to
along
stop
the
and do
way.
that again.
Yeah, it's along the way.
Oh.
Hold
I
on.
don't think it's the same reunion.
I'm just gonna hand the form over to Thorgrim. Here you go, boss.
Fuck this. We'll fix our own stuff.
Okay, so you guys head back to
No,
Bronvo's house.
it's the form for actually sending the information to Central of our
Oh.
mission. Because remember, we have to fill out the form and paperwork for finishing our mission, unfortunately. And it has to be done by the leader.
It does. That's true. Yeah.
I mean, I head to the blacksmith. I don't go to Bronvo's.
You go to the blacksmith. Who's going to Bronvo's, and who's got all the cats and dogs? Who's got all the
Uh,
cats and dogs?
Probably James.
I'll handle the
Alright.
cats and dogs. I'll take them back to town.
Yeah, James.
So I realized
Come on,
something
Come
funny.
on, come on.
We apparently so far only level up when our leader dies.
Yeah, 4 owlbears
So,
is not
so
enough.
I'm going to stick close to Thorgrim and not him ever be alone.
Don't want to get stronger. Kill me now. Alright,
I mean,
I
like, look,
devote.
I'm gonna be real with you. DMs and players, you kill Thorgrim right now, I'll level the rest of you up. I'll level up all of you.
Yeah?
I
Okay.
like Thorgrim too much for that. I'm sorry.
There's a
What's
I
your
take out
armor
my
class?
bow. I take out my bow.
Is that a
Full
challenge?
attack.
percentage. I'll do it right now. I'll do it, I swear to God.
What's your armor class?
One over whatever you roll.
Whatever.
Okay.
28.
Alright, so James goes off.
But did you roll it with disadvantage?
James goes off. Thaddeus goes off. So the rest of you are going to Bronvo?
No, I'd like to speak to him.
Okay. So all of you arrive at Bronvo's mansion. We'll get to the rest of you later.
Need a bathroom.
Okay. Knock on the door. It is currently late, so the man who answers the door is Rot. And he kind of just, well, I didn't think y'all were coming back. You was gone for a few days.
I was getting prettier as I pull off the bandage. Because it's time to replace that one anyway.
Yeah, it kind of looks like you, right?
No, he ain't as pretty as me.
Got a ways to go.
You got some time, yeah. Well, I assume y'all wanted to talk to the master of the house. Is that correct?
That's correct.
He's in his study right now. and kind of moves steps so out of the way and holds the door open for you.
I was gonna ask him if he saw that letter. If he could actually read it.
We'll wait till he's ready.
Okay. So you guys head into the study.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, who speaks? Because as you guys enter, he says hello, but is currently face deep in some books right now.
I think we probably need to wait for
For old
our
Lark.
companion.
Oh, there
Hey,
he is.
Yeah.
As you say it.
You and your grandpappy ever talk?
Yes, we spoke many times. Why, did you see something in the woods?
Sure did.
Werewolves?
Technically not, I suppose.
No werewolves in the woods. Interesting. What did you see in the woods?
Owlbears for one.
What was the reason your grandpappy ever closed the logging camp again?
He kind of gives you a very sly old man smile. I think we both know the answer to that question now. I think we both
Sure
know.
do.
Yes, I would like to come clean. There are no werewolves in these woods, and I am the one who sent the letter. I needed someone to see them, to understand what's in there. Someone with some authority in Central, at least some authority. You saw how many there were, and how big they were.
Yep.
Now, could you imagine what happens if all their woods go away?
Sure.
I don't think there'd be very many places for them to hide. And a very peaceful species of creatures forced out of their own homes with the power of 10 men per each one of them.
Is that not already taken care of with what your grandfather struck with them?
Central was trying to make you log the woods again, weren't they?
No, Central wasn't trying to make me, but my sanction that my granddad put up expires in 5 years. And I need someone with some paperwork authority in Central to put a cease and desist to all the loggers who are bothering me about this. Because once this sanction goes away, I can't get another one.
So, saying that there is.
All the mutants, the dangerous creatures, the owlbears,
Yes.
the death.
Or even plague?
I don't care what you come up with,
Disease of types?
personally. I don't.
A disease. Because that would fit everything, wouldn't it?
Could, yes.
So you don't want anyone in those woods?
I don't want them having to leave the woods. I don't
Yeah,
want
you
there
don't
to
wanna-
be a woods that they can't call home. Because if those woods go away, and somehow, some way, that very peaceful species becomes not so peaceful, it will take 10 of us to kill one of them. And if there's at least 1,000 of them, that is a hefty blood tax we have to pay for those trees.
And with Central the way it is, they're more likely to just let you die and say goodbye.
I also don't want to see this town turned into dust.
I
Wait a
agree.
second. Doesn't that... Thorgrim, doesn't that sound sort of like the sort of thing that happened down south? That started the Brushfire Wars?
As far as I'm concerned, this Brushfire Wars were fought man to man, not beast to man.
No, but how it started. It started with something small that people would just overlook, that Central wouldn't care about. That just kept going.
I'll take a history check.
Make a history check.
Uh, 9.
Hard to remember.
Would you like me to make a history check?
Sure.
Does he get advantage because he was in the Brush Hour Wars?
He would get advantage. I'd let him roll again. Because he'll know more than you will, Corey. You will nil.
So you'll let me roll
Yes,
again?
you roll again. Yes.
I did last week. I put this dice in water and froze it because it was being bad. And if I get another bad roll, it's going back in the water because it obviously didn't learn its lesson. I then forgot it was frozen in my freezer when I needed it. So
So now it's just a frozen cube.
it's going back in the freezer.
It's going back in the freezer.
Did it get worse?
Yeah.
Okay. So, hard to remember.
I got a 26.
There we go. Okay.
New dice. Dice is retired.
From what you know, Neil, the Brushfire Wars wasn't necessarily... It was something small that became something big, but not exactly like this. This was more like civil unrest brewing for a large amount of time in the extreme edges of society towards the government that ruled them.
Which the North is kind of.
Would that
Right now.
government happen? Not that Nil has explained this yet, but I'm just curious as to world building. Would said government that ruled them be central, or is Central
Yes.
different? Okay.
Central is the government. Central's been in charge for like 500, like 500 years.
Roger.
A long time. Basically, ever since the bridge was built, probably like the first bridge was built like 1,000 years ago between the two sides. And then there was like catastrophic warfare for centuries until the people in the middle on both sides kind of came together and said, let's just put a fucking stop to this, and expanded control of both directions.
So anything outside of local government
Would be central.
Because in Nil's head, it makes perfect sense for if someone wanted to start another brushfire war with quotation marks, start logging here, get them pissed off, then get them pissed off at Central, have them work together with someone else and attack Central. Not good stuff. Start more fights to where Central has to cover more ground. The further away from Central, the better, because it's that much more taxing.
So, all of you see and understand what I'm saying.
Oh, yes.
I do apologize for lying. But if I would have told you that there were 1,000 hairy, large men, creatures standing in the woods, and there weren't actually werewolves, would you have believed me?
Probably.
Honestly, 50-50.
Probably.
Even if we believed you, we probably wouldn't have been able to do anything without investigating anyway, which puts us in exactly the same place. I would have liked to have known about the owlbears, though.
I did not know. Well, I knew there were owlbears, but I didn't think you would be attacked by an owlbear. Given that there's
With two
Four.
heads.
you were attacked by
Four
four owlbears.
Five
One had
heads,
two heads.
5 heads, 4 bears.
Well, that's concerning.
Did you know about the mutants?
I don't know anything about mutants. In the woods, you mean?
Yes.
Since the flash
So
of light.
there's deer that are now killing people.
I'm gonna actually like pull. I'm assuming I did some sort of rough sketch of some of
yeah.
the stuff, and it's just like here, and just hand that over to where he can look at it.
No, I don't believe I've seen anything like this before. This is, different. Another reason I think they should keep their woods is because, well, they'll do a much better job at policing this sort of thing
Yeah.
than we
Much.
would.
Yeah. They. I was watching one of their parties. One of their parties only had like 3 or 4 guys, and they went out and took out whatever mutant thing was out there, and the mutants almost took, or the owlbears, I guess, almost took us all out. They're
There's also
pretty good.
There's also something else of concern that you may or may not know about.
Hmm.
Do you know where they came from?
No, I do not
The Omag.
know. I don't know them. I have not met them. Everything I know was told to me by my father, and he was told by his father.
A long time ago, they came from the underground through a long system of caves and caverns and tunnels. And they have a bunch of people that are still tribes that are still down there somewhere. And that there's terrible, horrible monsters down there that would kill us off very easily. 5-foot spiders, clawed, giant, blind monsters that work off sound.
Um, just out of curiosity, did they? And he pulls out the note that he was sent via pigeon. Did you give him a pigeon?
Yes. James. James's pigeon. Yes.
Oh. He sent me a letter, and all it says was hello.
Oh yeah. He was testing it out. He wants you to say hello back to him, so he knows.
Okay.
So that if there's any crisis or emergencies, you may be made aware of them immediately.
And then you to him as well.
If you find anything out about where these mutations are coming from and how to stop them.
Very well. Well, I'm glad. Wait, where's the rest of the group?
Well, one of them is taking care of all the dogs and cats that went missing.
Oh,
And
that
then
they
one
were
of them-
taking the cats and dogs.
Yeah, well, not they, just one in particular was very lonely, so he or she or it wanted to get as many furry friends as he could, or it could. But we
So-
ended up just taking the ones that had the missing posters. All the other ones, because obviously, like, if you have a missing poster, you don't care about your animal. So he was able to keep all those ones. But the,
Oh, okay.
the 50 animals that we did have missing posters for, we ended up returning.
Okay, so that's
And then,
that's what James is
um,
doing currently. He's
yes,
returning
and
the
then,
animals.
yes.
Where's
Thaddeus is preparing his armor.
I
'cause
think he's
those
referring also
our-
to Paul.
yes, your friend that your companion that you hired on.
Tall is dead. He died pretty fast. Actually, not pretty fast. He actually hit a couple owlbears with the knife. He deserves some respect, but he still died.
He missed the owlbear and hit the mule, and the mule
And
took
then
that personally.
The mule killed him.
By the
Oh,
way, we
You have
brought
a
your
very
mule back.
vengeful. You need
We
to
brought the
get
mule
that
back.
mule. You need to get that mule checked because it's a very vengeful mule. It's
well, mules typically don't
not-
not take things personally. They are very
I've never
vic-
seen a mule kill
vindictive
someone,
creatures.
but that mule had a weird look in his eye. He might be a mutant.
Maybe he needs a
be
mare
honest.
to relieve some stress.
I'll work on that.
Yeah, a nice female mule.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice ass.
The mule did a
nice
great
ass.
job of
That's what you
not
need.
dying,
That's
though.
what he needs.
So,
Yes,
Very
I'm
useful.
glad you brought my mule back, but I'm also sad to hear that your companion was killed by said mule.
Don't worry, he
Yeah.
fed owlbears, and then we consumed the owlbears. So in a way, he's a part of us now.
in a way,
That's-
the mule did not
That's
kill
really
him.
disturbing.
That's one of the most
So much
disturbing
as the
things
mule
I've ever
finished him
heard.
off.
Yes.
I start like dragging.
So what you're saying is we had a tall sandwich.
You guys are disgusting. You
I knew
guys are
we had
disgusting.
manwich.
Okay. God.
Alright, well, so the deal is, I think you guys have the position to put in some paperwork to make it a permanent sanction on the woods. Make it a permanent sanctuary, or sanctuary, so that it's not logged anymore. Because there are people coming up and asking me about this, trying to buy it off of me, constantly. But if it's enforced by the government, it won't expire.
Understood.
It's just like searching through the pack of forms that's in this stupid case. Yeah, there's one in here somewhere.
Okay. Well, I have something interesting. I told you a few days ago I'd look into what you told me about Arlong. I think I found something.
Really?
Yes. It's a study that my father did. And there's a theory he put forward Well, he didn't put it forward. He kind of created this theory, and I kind of inherited it, and have found a few examples of it throughout the years. Have you ever heard of something called aura?
Like someone's aura? Like
Yeah,
I've heard of
like a predisposition of their soul or a projection of it.
Can I roll
Yeah.
Arcana since I've been going through enough books of stuff like that that I've probably found something at some point if I remember it?
I mean, aura is pretty common. I mean, it's I don't know how to read it, but I hear
No,
people all the time.
let me pose the question a little differently. Have you ever heard of someone purposely weaponizing energy, which could be named aura?
No.
No.
Neil's just gonna kind of facepalm. That sounds like something the guy would have played with.
Well, I've got a few instances throughout history. One of them my dad found first, and then I added on a couple. I think that might be what you're dealing with old Arlong. Instance number one, my dad recorded this. A rebellion, the rebellion, another southern rebellion apparently, pre Brushfire. You're the Lord of Hammerdeep. Have you ever fought beside him?
The Lord of Hammerdeep.
Like Big Boss, the one in charge of everything down there.
Personally, I have not, but my father did.
Okay. Well, it's said, and this is witness accounts, not, you know, his statement, but like eyewitness testimonies. When warriors of Hammerdeep held the shield wall around him, it was almost like he gave them extra literal physical strength. Like his presence alone not just inspired them in such a metaphorical sense, but quite literally raised their fighting capabilities, made them stronger. This is
We all heard that.
this is that one doesn't sound too uncommon. But then we get a little further in. We talk about Edward Teach, the current leader of the military. Yeah, everyone loves the Edward Teach name. Yeah. Edward Teach, current leader of the military, has apparently, and this is a couple of eyewitness testimonies, has the opposite effect. In the Brushfire Rebellion, it was reported that he quite literally scared like divisions of the enemy into submission just by being near them. Like, this testimony says, and I quote, 24 men came charging at us over the hill, and our leader, our illustrious leader, came charging at them from out of our trench. And upon seeing him and feeling his presence, several of them not only passed out, but the rest dropped their weapons and ran away. So that's another instance, not too extreme, but another instance of a presence off of somebody physically affecting someone else. Then we get a little further down the rabbit hole, and this one you have all met. All of you have met this one. First investigator Franz. There is one eyewitness testimony about him, on a mission that happened probably 30 years ago. And I quote, "The roof was coming down all around us, the building in flames. If it was not for the efforts and the immense strength of our first investigator, I'm sure we would have perished." As he punched through a 3-foot thick stone wall, carrying us to safety. I don't know about you, but
The last one's pretty impressive.
That's seriously out of the ordinary. I've seen First Investigator Franz, and yes, he's an immensely powerful-looking person, but a 3-foot thick stone wall, a castle wall, no less, punched through? It would have to have been on fire for hours for it to weaken to a point where a normal man could even hope to affect it with siege equipment, let alone their hand.
Would something like that be able to, I don't know, affect your vision?
What do you mean?
I mean, let's say that this aura, it sounds like it does different things for different people, correct?
That's what it sounds like, yes.
So could it perhaps affect your vision to where you see better, and you see in darkness better than you should?
Well, it all seems like something that can either be weaponized or, in other words, controlled by the individual, so if it affects everyone differently, assuming everyone can have it, I don't know, then everyone's different. I would assume abilities following those people would be different as well.
Intriguing.
So you mentioned that Arlong stopped time or the people in the room, and you felt what, an immense sense of dread in the moment.
That was Thaddeus.
Thaddeus got scared of him. Okay, but everyone else stopped except for you and him. Is that correct?
Yep.
So, once again, another accounting of something almost unexplainable coming off of an individual.
Interesting.
I've looked at this before.
Have you ever?
No, I've never seen anything like this in person. And no, I don't have any special powers, though that would be nice. You told me about your dream, and he refers to Thorgrim, and how none of their stuff works on you, but you had that weird dream. Then Thaddeus apparently came to me and told me about something, and then Alaric, you seem to see better than most people, especially in the dark. And then there's you, Nil, and time doesn't behave the way it should around you, or at least the instruments of time don't behave the way they should around you. So maybe there's something to all of you.
So you're saying that possibly with practice we could strengthen these senses and use these?
Potentially, but what I'm leaning towards is what I'm trying to figure out is where is it coming from? You all had an exposure to this flash.
The white light, yeah.
Immediately, you were in immediate proximity of it, I'm assuming, because as you described Thorgrim, it happened right in the middle, in your dream, and it timed out perfectly. So that would put you in immediate exposure with it. Is that correct?
Yeah, I really didn't think anybody else saw it but me initially.
And so, my question is, does everybody have it and it takes a catalyst to expose it, or do only certain people get it?
What about James? He was there.
James, did you tell him about what you've been experiencing? James?
I was going to, but then we changed how it worked. Like, we had that whole, it doesn't, if I touch Thorgrim, it didn't work thing. So, no, they never found out.
Okay.
Have any of us not had a near-death experience at some point?
Not before I got my, I was able to see, well.
You never had a moment where you were just an inch away from death, or a moment away from being in the wrong place and getting crushed by something bad happening?
The day I told my girlfriend's dad I was marrying her. Yeah. That was my near death.
I have to ask, Neil, Um, did you did you get hurt in any of your recent fights to a point where you almost died?
Not more than usual.
Can you expound on that statement? More than usual.
Bad things tend to happen. You get used to it.
Can you name a few?
Well, there was the time in training where they poisoned me. There was the time in training where I got shot by the crossbow. There was the time in training where the tree fell on me. There was the time in training where someone messed with the rope that I was climbing and I fell about 30, 40 feet. There was whenever the dire wolves were trying to tear me apart. There was also this most recent thing with the owlbears. It's a tawdry list. It's nothing.
Okay. And you
Oh,
started.
the explosion.
Okay. And you, Alaric, you started seeing a lot better when?
Started seeing a lot better after I touched Thorgrim's statue.
After you touched Thorgrim's statue. Is the one
Yeah.
any kind of... It's the one he showed me of the weird man, right?
Yeah. Thorgrim's statue. Yeah, that's the one with the weird man thing.
Okay, and so Thorgrim, you've still got that statue, right?
I should.
And
You want to touch it for science?
well, I don't really care if anything happens to me. I'd like to look at it. I mean, and he kind of holds his hand out.
There you go.
Okay. He kind of examines it for a second. And you said you saw this person.
Throw it at him.
You saw this person, this thing in your dream, and it spoke to you.
Yeah.
Can you walk me
Healed.
through exactly what happened in that dream?
As much as I remember, I was telling a story. I thought we were all telling campfire stories about a tale from when I was a young, small man. Not a dwarf. Anyways, the story considered a mix of folklore and truth, where it spoke of our leader, and essentially revolved around just not venturing out in the woods by yourself so that kids wouldn't get lost. But it talked of this shadow beast thing, and that's why we used to scare, like, oh, you better be home by curfew, whatever. Respect the force, or the shadow beast will get you. And then I was finishing my story, and my comrades here left my vision, and I was alone. I saw multiple sets of eyes. I felt fear. I was attacked by what I can only describe as the shadow beast. To which this bright light appeared, banishing the thing. I was on death's edge. It healed me, healed my armor, and then questioned me about where we were. And I asked if it was a god, and it laughed. And I asked if it was a god again, and it still laughed at me. And then it asked what year we were in, what world we're in, and then claimed to have traveled from another place. And then said if I ever had to see it again, that I would see it in my dreams, essentially. Ellen gave me that doll.
And it gave me. Do you have any physical evidence of your injuries or your armor rending? That.
My shield was a little blemished, but it fixed most of it.
What about your injuries? What injuries did you sustain in this dream?
I nearly saw my innards on the floor.
Do you have any? Does your skin
Well,
replicate
look for
that?
yourself.
There's very evidently scars, yeah.
There you go.
Well, and you didn't suffer those injuries anywhere else.
It's not for me now, bear.
Okay.
Or a brothel wench. Some of them are quite feisty. That's this set of scars.
I
Is that a fork mark?
No, that's 4 marks.
4
I
separate times.
hate to break it to you, but I think whatever you saw was very real. If it gave
Oh,
you
I pretty much. Yeah, we're on the same page there at this point.
so you saw what could only be described as
Oh yeah,
an extraplanar, six-armed
Yeah.
extraplanar being, potentially omniscient in power, and then all of a
Yep.
sudden a white flash happens across our whole world in the sky, and everything goes to shit, and all of you start experiencing weird things in the modalities of the modalities, however you say that, of your life.
Not complete shit, but pretty bad.
Weird things are happening to me.
Okay.
Wish
Goes
I
first.
understood what mine actually does.
I have a theory, but it's not pleasant.
I got it. Whatever I dream of happens.
No.
What's your theory?
Dawn.
It's only about Nil. It's not... To test it would fucking suck if I was wrong, too. So, you know, if you want to hear it, I'll give it to you, but maybe you don't
Yes.
want to. I'm gonna leave it to
no,
Nil.
Go ahead. They can hear also. I think I know the direction it's going also,
Yeah, and words can't kill.
which is why I haven't tested it.
I think words can't kill, right? Nobody's died.
Words don't hurt people. People hurt people.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, if you know the direction I'm going to. I don't think time is working for you, Nil. And if it works the way I think it's working, I don't think you can die either. You fell from 60 feet neck first. No one gets up from that.
Hey, Thorgrim's got a new meat shield.
Yeah, I believe it's called.
Yeah, no,
blood.
I don't think that's.
Yep,
I think
that's
you
about it.
misunderstand. The
So-
not getting injured and not dying are not the same thing, James. They're
Oh,
very
I'm
much
not there.
the
That's
same
just a
thing.
joke.
Oh, damn it!
To follow up,
Yeah.
like plot armor. That is also out of
Plot
It's like
armor.
plot armor, but
Yeah.
where you wake up might not be where you want to be.
plot armor.
This is... I don't know if it's true. I kind of hope it isn't true, because if you can't die, then everyone you know, you'll very easily outlive them. Which would be fucking miserable. But that's my theory on you. I've got literally one other theory. The rest of you have no fucking idea what's going on, and I apologize for that. For some reason, you can see in the dark. Alaric, maybe you can see something else later on. Immediate exposure, that's the first thing you get.
Do you think that maybe I could alter someone else's vision? To like, I don't know, cause like he was able to alter the time. Obviously, he doesn't. I'm just trying to think like where I could force all my energy into.
I have
Hold on,
no
Alaric.
Trying
I'm-
to.
I want to look at Lark eyes and see if they're like the same color, if they've changed at all.
You guys literally haven't looked at his eyes since, have you? No? Okay, cool.
I was unconscious, I think, the last time whenever this conversation was going on with
you
Alaric
remember-
more.
Do you remember the scene from Planet of the Apes 2012, where after the serum was given to the ape, part of their eyes started, like the part of the colored part of their eyes started kind of being shiny and whatnot?
Mhm.
It's kind of what's going on with Alaric.
Interesting.
Alaric, have you not used a mirror at all since this has happened? As I'm just like drawing a sketch.
Yeah,
Best I
We
can.
didn't get a spa day, so we never saw it in video.
No, I don't think I have seen. I haven't paid too much attention to my eyes. I've been
I'm gonna look around the
worried
room and
about
see if there's
werewolves and.
a mirror somewhere in here.
There is easily a mirror in here, yes.
I just point to it.
Okay. Thorgrim, can I see that statue real quick?
You can probably see it if we turn the lights off.
Can I hold it?
I don't see why not. What else could happen?
I would say at this point, James, you arrive.
then-
You've delivered all the cats and dogs.
I go over to the mirror while holding the statue. My eyes while I hold the statue.
The statue, you don't get anything from the statue, but you definitely see what Nils mentioned and what I mentioned as a DM. Your eyes are a bit shinier than they used to be.
Can I focus on seeing into the future?
Just give me a d20 roll, please.
13?
No.
No? Okay. Can I focus on changing what I see?
Are we going
the
fishing
mirror.
right now? Is that what we're doing?
Can I just
No,
roll a knowledge
No,
arcana
I'm literally
on
doing
his
what a lark would
eyeballs?
do. It'd be like, why am I actually acting like this? I can see everything like...
Can I
God,
use the
I-
knowledge arcana on his eyeballs?
Sure.
Are we playing with the statue again?
I rolled an 18 for the,
We're gonna
for
use some stuff
changing
here.
something.
Nothing changes.
Okay.
I got a 30.
A 30.
Okay.
A 30 is really great. What are you looking for?
Well, how did you get the 30? Hold on. Back up.
Because I already have a 7 in Arcana,
Okay.
and then my one ability lets me add my int bonus,
So you get nat 20.
which is a 5. So then I rolled an 18.
So what are you looking for specifically?
Connection lore, what this is, how it's affecting, how it's enacted itself, essentially what this is and where it further goes and connected to.
I'd say even with the 30, it's hard to know where it goes. But I will say it is very clearly unique to the person. It is something that he did not always have. You can easily attach it to the catalyst of the white flash in the sky.
It's the same color as the Flash, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Kind of the brightest silver, almost.
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, you could say that. And you can also reasonably guess that if this is what's happened only a couple months out, either there is, and hearing the examples given to you by Vo, that this is either the pinnacle of what he can accomplish, or there is probably something else further in the future.
But from that, I can guess that he's not turning into a vampire.
No vampire.
That'd be pretty cool.
It'd be pretty cool for you. Whenever you start drinking our blood, we're gonna be less than happy.
Okay, so
Well, I can
Jay,
turn you all into vampires.
So no medical worries of him growing an extra head or anything terrible happening, probably.
probably not. Okay.
Well, I have good news, I have bad news. The good news is I think it's unique and special to you, and bad news is that means I also have no idea what it's gonna do from here.
Okay.
On the bright side, maybe it'll help you woo Erda a little bit better.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
hoping.
At least we
great.
don't have to kill you to find out if it works.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
yeah.
About that. What are your thoughts?
I'm hoping to not find out for a long time.
It's fair.
All
Not
right.
sure I'd have the balls test to be stabbed.
James, do you have anything strange going on with you? Anything different?
James is here.
I lost half my alcohol to drunk.
No, I mean, when you touch the statue and or when Thorgrim had the really weird dreams. Has anything happened since?
Besides touching the statue and passing out now.
You passed out when you touched the statue.
Yeah. I got some good sleep. For about 5 seconds.
Do you remember having any sort of dream?
No. No dream.
And he just passed out. He kind of looks at Alarg and Thorgrim.
He did piss out.
Did a check. His pulse, his vitals, his different stuff were mostly normal.
So, James, you got the short end of the stick and the superpowers.
You just pass out when you're scared. I guess.
Yes, man.
Feign death.
Yeah, it's kind of like those goats.
He's like he's playing possum.
Those tasty
I'm gonna look at the
goats?
bear and be like,
Awesome.
hey, maybe you can get some powers.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
Maybe
a floating bear,
Maybe this
Wait
is
a
how you
second.
make owl bears.
anti-gravity bear.
Eric,
Huh.
weren't you the one that was awake during watch whenever the event happened? I was asleep whenever the bright light happened. So that means you were on watch, so you directly saw it, correct?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why it's affecting your vision, because you actually directly saw it.
Maybe.
Who else was awake on watch?
I was.
Touch the statue.
Yeah, it used
I
to be funny.
touch the statue. But before I do, I take a little pillow out and put it behind my
Hey,
head.
somebody catch him.
Touch.
Hold on, hold on. Didn't he have to make a save when he touched the statue and he failed it, and that's why he passed out?
Yeah, I did. I did feel it.
Alright. Make a constitution saving throw. Well, actually, sorry, wisdom saving throw.
So, let's not listen.
Just passes out again.
19.
Oh, good. Okay.
He passes out again.
What?
But
But, James, you guys all watched James fall over.
Ah, not again.
Fortunately, he put a pillow behind his head and managed to not crack his skull on the hard floor. James, you've
we never told him about the lightning.
You've
I did get struck by lightning. I should have said that.
you have experienced something like this before. Once. When you first met McGraw and actually physically touched McGraw, for some reason you got a very strong sense of the truth that he kind of kept to himself. Not like he was hiding it, more like his truth about who he was. And you got an intense feeling of self-loathing, anger, and a burning rage from McGraw. When you pass out this time, you don't actively know you're passing out. You essentially immediately start feeling an overwhelming sense of light, of supremacy, of purpose. You don't know where this feeling is coming from. You honestly feel like it might be coming from yourself. You don't see anything, you don't hear anything, you just feel. And then it kind of, you start to wake up not even realizing that you've passed out and you're on the floor, statue no longer in your hands. And you kind of look up to see whatever party members are huddled over you, including Mr. Vo.
I feel
Neat trick,
warm.
James.
think I think I drank something before I did that.
I have no
Yeah,
fucking
maybe he-
clue
Shasta.
why that's happening.
He could just be narcoleptic.
Could be, I suppose.
James, touch it again just to be
What?
100%.
His superpower that he gets from touching the statue is narcolepsy.
Yes.
Bro, they want to shut James
Maybe
up
he
so
can
the
put people to
statue
sleep
at him knocks him
eventually.
out.
Maybe James can put people to sleep eventually. Like if he goes to sleep, they go to sleep.
I mean,
I'm a-
he could
I'm a
start
touch
talking
alert.
about his family again.
You're gonna touch a lark?
Yeah.
Alark, what's your deepest, darkest truth?
Deepest, darkest truth. I will always have my family's best interests in mind.
To what extent? To what lengths would you go? And to which family members in particular?
Maybe the friendship bond would have to be very strong to fight the urge to have to side with friends versus family on any of my family, and then particularly my sister and my oldest brother would be two that would almost never be able to be crossed.
You feel that, James. It's almost like you're reading, not necessarily his mind, but his deepest
But
intentions.
it's a good loyal character.
You feel that.
I think
You have a
Yeah,
loyalty
I'm
to
trying
those
to-
close to you more than you do to a concept, idea, or government.
Yes. That's a good way to say it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think how I want to say it. Like, you got a brother sister complex.
What do you mean?
Well, you seem like you would do a lot for your older brother and sister in particular.
Oh yeah, they're the family, of course. Wouldn't you do anything you can for your family?
Yes, but you take it a step above.
Well, yeah, it's my family name, of course.
To be fair, as much as he's already invested into his family and given. Makes sense.
I think that you would probably do the same thing for your family. Like you talk about your family all the time.
I need Steve to make a wisdom saving throw. I need Alark to make one.
And wait, what?
Wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Well, that's not good.
As a player, you take a headache.
Yeah, it's wisdom. Okay. Oh, cool. I have a 5.
5. James, you're saying this stuff. Are you still touching him while you say this stuff to him?
Yeah.
Alark, you can see in the body posture, James isn't putting pressure on you physically. But as this short conversation extends a little bit, his hand is getting heavier and heavier, and you
I
are
rip
having
my hand away.
yeah.
I like rip my hand away and like wipe my face and like do like the awkward like kind of like, what are you doing?
Touching you?
You're doing something different.
I look at my hand. Not that I know of.
Yeah, it felt like just felt icky to say it simply, but it's like this heavy weight was being put on me. almost like you weren't improving, but in a physical like weight.
You're gonna see James just like flex his arm, and you see him push in, and it's just squishy. I don't think I can get heavy.
I think that might be your power. I think that might be your power. I think.
He has the bad touch.
Well, guys, I think in order for us to move forward with this, I will put my family ahead of all of you when the time comes. But this is early in our team. I think that if and when we get closer, that would be the line would be blurred quite and be very hard to do anything to you guys. I have a good soul, but James's power, I think, is to tell when someone's not necessarily lying, but when they are when they're trying to back out something, trying to find a way to say something that will seem slippery. He understands it, and then that person also understands it. I think that if he tunes it in more, I think it could cause some damage, because that felt, yeah.
So
I
he's
think
an
that
interrogator.
he's a really good interrogator. But more in like it was weird. It was a weird feeling. It was like I told James. It was kind of felt like it was a physical weight was being pressed on me, and it was uncomfortable, to say the least. But it wasn't harmful at that time. But I think that if he tuned into, maybe if we all did it, and he was able to build that up, whatever that was, and hone in on it, then maybe he could either crack another part of like that person's psyche, or maybe he tell more than just that I was just like what was going on, you know?
We'll play with it next time we need to interrogate someone, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I think
that-
Thaddeus. I think we
hope that
know what Thaddeus is. a
Doesn't
little bit.
change your viewpoints on me though, and how you view me.
I mean, I always assumed.
It's not gonna change my viewpoint, dude. Family's family, and
Yeah.
it's better for you to be truthful to yourself.
If you have
And-
something, you don't want to lose it.
And
The more precious it
honestly,
is, the less you want to lose it.
And honestly, I never even talked about this ever. That was a deep. That was something deep. I never even thought about it, honestly. But you
Alaric,
made that
as you
come up.
voice the truth and accept it, it almost seems like there's something separating you and James now. Something you can't see it, can't quite put a finger on it, but there's maybe a change in what you feel in the atmosphere between you and him.
And I think if we're being completely honest, that when I just said that, James didn't feel as linked or connected to what I was saying. Almost like, obviously you didn't, I don't know if you're doing this yourself, James, if this is, it's just something that's happened to me and you're not controlling this, but I feel like somehow when I told you guys that and I spoke it out loud, then it changed something, and it was interesting. I don't know exactly what it was, but something to look into. Can you think of anything? Can you think of anyone that you've touched and you've interrogated in the past and kind of think them? James?
I've never interrogated anybody, so really?
Or, okay.
I think I know what Thaddeus is though, to some degree.
What do you think that is?
I think it mostly occurs whenever he is forging. Whenever he is completely free and fixated on his forging.
Speaking of, Thaddeus, what are
Segway!
you doing, Thaddeus?
Help.
What are you
Fortune
doing over there?
montage.
I'm
What are you doing over there?
I'm fixing my shit and fixing other people's shit right now.
Okay. Give me a couple smithing checks.
Do I need to, or am I good enough? You think?
You need to.
I think this involves your power, is why he's asking.
Oh, okay.
I had to guess.
So it's just it's that plus proficiency bonus. Is that
Yep.
what it is?
Yep.
How many?
Just 2.
Okay, well, 11 on the first one,
Mhm.
and a 21 on the second one.
So you go over your armor and you kind of flatten out the puncture wounds and apply more molten metal to kind of actually close the holes, almost like a primitive form of welding. In a way.
He's patching.
Dude with a bucket just followed. You should.
Dude with bucket.
Dude with a bucket. Cool.
Got a bucket.
Thanks. So yeah, after this is the 11. You've closed these holes in your armor. You're kind of going it over. It just doesn't look right to you. So you 21 clears it up. And that's it.
Okay.
Yep, that's it. And any other questions, comments, or concerned angled towards Bronvo?
Orgrim, you have
Yeah.
anything weird yet?
Can I touch Bronvo?
Well, I didn't get hit as much last time, but I think that's because I'm getting used to all this.
So you say you haven't experienced outside of the dream, nothing's happened to you.
Oh, thinking. Well, I mean, to be fair, a lot of strange things has happened, but particularly to me, no.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I propose something to all of you. I don't have all the answers. I have more questions. This is what I have. I have answers that give questions. If my theory is even remotely correct, maybe approach the first investigator when you return to Central. You have to talk to him at some point anyways, given the passing of your squad leader. So maybe he'd be willing to talk to you about it. You don't have to get back to me on any of it, but for your personal interests, maybe you should bring it up to him.
Okay. DM, I just rolled a 17 on a perception check to see if, like, I see anything in the room.
You see anything in the room? You're looking
Yeah,
over
like
the room?
Supervision.
What did you roll?
17. Oh, perception, that's 17.
Cool. You see into the darkness better than anyone else. Thorgrim's a little blurry. When you're focusing, when you're looking hard, and your eyes pass over Thorgrim, he's a little blurry.
Thorgrim,
Hey,
you're blurry.
Wait a second.
What? Blurry.
Thorgrim, could
Yeah,
you come here a second?
Says the guy that can see really well.
Yeah, everything's super clear, but you're blurry.
I think I just realized something.
Get your eyes checked.
Thorgrim, can you put your statue on the ground?
I'm gonna
Is he
pull out my
blurry?
pocket
Is
watch.
he still blurry?
He's still blurred. If you're focusing on him, if you're really trying to see him, yes, he's blurry.
How many fingers am I holding up?
How many fingers is he holding up?
You can count. It's not like you're
Oh.
fucking blind. You're just. It's hard to focus on him with your enhanced vision.
Can I make an intelligence check or something to see why that would be? Why everything's so crystal clear, but he's blurry after everything we've talked about?
I'm gonna poke Thorgrim while looking at the watch. To see if it starts ticking again. Because you remember how last time it started ticking again? It might not have been the statue that was causing that.
It does, in fact, start ticking again.
Okay, Thorgrim, we're gonna play the you don't touch me if I'm critically injured game, okay, buddy?
Wait, what?
I show him the watch, it stopped again. I poke him again, it starts going again. I think you're turning things off. Not turning something on.
Turn it.
Let's see. He's got the power to turn our powers off.
You're already turned off. You can't die.
No,
I guess that's the
but
way to
if
put
I'm
it.
touching you, I might.
Yeah, but I was next to you the whole time last fight.
Yeah, and I was not quite dying yet.
Yeah.
If I start dying, I want someone else handling me, not you, if that's okay.
So you prefer to be a dead man?
I'm
But
saying if
un-
my
un-
power does make me not die and you touch me, you might kill me.
So, I'm gonna touch him while I'm while I'm watching everything. What
Your
happens?
eyes aren't as good when you're touching him.
I take my hands off.
Back to the enhance.
You negate things. That's what you do.
No, I
You're a
don't.
negative. You're a negative
No, I
Nancy.
don't.
You're a,
Only the
yeah.
weird things.
So,
Only
so
the weird
if
things.
you ever come in if we ever come in contact with our long Franz,
Son of a bitch.
you're gonna have to get close.
Thaddeus? Not Thaddeus. Thorgrim. Bleh.
Yeah.
Thorgrim? There's a small chance that had you been the one that was touching the whale when things were going on, you may have stopped him now that I think about it.
Yeah, it would have been nice if I wasn't nearly dead.
Yeah, I'm the one that picked you up there. I know.
What happens when I touch myself?
You probably
Don't
get
do
excited.
that. Don't do that in front of
I
us.
think you should only do that in your alone time.
No, not like that, you pervs.
So I'm gonna go up and touch.
Hold on.
What was his name?
Does anyone have any magical wounds? GM?
Wounds
Like,
caused
did
by
any of us
magic.
get lost? Like, no one got stabbed by Arlong or anything weird like that.
No.
Hmm.
Who are you gonna touch, James?
The owner of the house. I remember his name.
Bronvo?
Bravo. Yeah.
Give me one sec.
Is that why when James touched me, he didn't get anything?
Curiosity is a really powerful thing in someone who has too much time on their hands. And the intrigue that you feel coming off of Bronvo is physically palpable. He is nothing but curiosity. Someone who wants to know nothing more than the truth.
I'm gonna look at him and be like, "You're a very lonely man, aren't you?"
I'm not lonely, what the fuck?
I feel like you have a lot of time on your hands to be curious.
He kind of steps away from you. I see what you're talking about, Alaric.
It's yeah, it's not fun. Not fun to get peered at.
Ooh,
No.
I got something I can fuck with people with.
Hey, you can't fuck with me. Watch.
I'll just keep your alcohol away from you.
I don't need you for that.
Okay, Thaddeus, I imagine you finished smithing at this point.
Okay.
Huh.
Would I have known where they went?
Yeah, I imagine they would have told you. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I'll start heading that way.
Okay. After some time, Thaddeus approaches and gets into the house. You see Rod at the doorway, and then you meander into a lot of speculation.
Thaddeus is here.
Okay.
My armor's clean. I'm clean.
Touch the
Hey,
statue.
Thaddeus, you're in a good mood.
James, go touch him.
Well, we figured out some things while you were gone, Thaddeus.
What is that?
I might not be able to die. Mr. Fancy Pants over here has vision that is unparalleled, but is making his eyes shiny. James has some sort of weird interrogation thing where he can understand your feelings, emotions, and what drives you, and then make you feel bad.
Not,
Yeah,
it
it's
makes
not
you
fun.
feel good when you accept it.
Thorgrim turns stuff
Not
off.
I can kill Neil.
Yeah,
That's very
not
accurate.
wrong.
I love that.
That's right.
That
That's
is
about
my
right.
power.
So
He,
he
he
can
got the
protect
important part.
Nil, but then also kill Nil.
No, if we ever need
What's-
a situation with Neil, we gotta kill him. I'm your guy. That's what I took away from this.
You're not wrong.
That's pretty accurate. Okay.
And unfortunately, I can see several instances where that could be useful, and I don't like it.
No, I would never. Unless you asked.
I mean, if I get taken over by something that's controlling my mind, it's kind of important.
That'd be cool.
Not for me.
At least you won't suffer.
I'm gonna hold my hand up to shake for Thaddeus.
Thaddeus, can you explain anything weird that's been going on lately with you?
I already told him, but
You don't have to tell
That's
them if you
it.
don't want to, but telling me isn't exactly going to solve anything, as they're going to be the people you're closest to for the foreseeable future of your career.
You told him? You didn't tell
Is
me?
it- that's when I went
You
to the
don't-
room with
didn't
him
tell-
alone.
Wow. This is why I love family. No, too soon? Oh, too soon? Okay. Yeah. Too soon.
Well, I guess if he wants me to tell you guys. So remember when I touched you and then freaked out? Like on the shoulder or whatever? Everyone besides Nil
And Thorgrim.
and Okay.
We retcon
And-
that. We
and
retcon.
Thorgrim.
We retcon.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
well, I had visions when I touched you of killing you.
I'm gonna take my hand back instead of trying to shake his hand now.
I mean, that would make sense then why you didn't see any visions of me.
Yeah.
What if I hold Neil's hand while you touch him?
That would turn off his
do it.
power, though.
Let's try it out.
No, turn off news. Watch this.
I'm gonna hold Thorgrim and Thaddeus' hands. This is
Okay.
gonna be weird.
You get nothing.
I'm getting nothing.
It's probably because you're turning off his power at the same time.
So, when I look at both of them, do I see a blur when I see Nil also and Thaddeus, if they're all touching each other?
Just nil.
You only see a blur when it's only a blur on Nil
And Thorgrim.
and Thorgrim.
Not Thaddeus.
All right, Thaddeus, try taking
Thaddeus.
Thorgrim's hand into your other hand.
Yeah.
I take his
What
hand in my
The
other
vision
hand.
gets blurry for all of them. Yeah.
Wow. So, if we all hold hands and go into a fight, magic can't kill us. What if there is if there's a such thing as magic? Or
Listen, I'm not
Or-
sure how
mean
your
aura?
your class was run, but I'm not holding hands and frolicking into battle.
I mean,
I understand you're the
Wait a
newer
second.
generation.
Thorgrim, did you ever see Mr. Tall, Dark, and Mysterious?
Well, was pale.
Well, his cloak was dark.
Oh, I thought you were speaking of the man who gave us these powers. No. I've not seen the guy threatening Alaric. I haven't met him.
Neither have I, and I'm thinking I'm starting to see why.
Guess we're unapproachable.
We kind of are.
Are you saying that I can see things that aren't there? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that you can see things using some form of aura. And that Thorgrim here interrupts that.
That'd be cool.
So
So
everyone has powers. That's what I'm getting.
So you,
Yeah, we're past that.
interesting.
That's that.
So he might have been. So thinking back, was time stopped? So was the fire still going and everything still going when I was talking to him
No.
all along?
Or yes, everything.
was-
No, it was not stopped. It was not stopped.
And the guy that was there, was he blinking or was he like
No,
doing anything?
He was completely frozen. Wasn't even breathing.
Okay.
Thaddeus. Quick
Yeah.
question. You have anything weird happen while you've been forging?
That's what I just told you.
Right, but which metal were you using when you did it?
My
Were
my
you
metal.
using your metal, or were you using the metal that you found?
Which one was I using?
It's all the same type of metal. It's all the same.
Well, I was just asking if it's essentially the metal that he liberated along the way, or if it was the metal that he bought.
Technically acquired.
I'm assuming that he mixed them up pretty well. He just throws them in a fucking bag of shit.
Neatly bag. It's metal, man.
If I remember correctly, that was when you were forging some of the stuff, the weapons mostly, and some of the ones with the silver, correct?
I think so.
I wonder if it only works on certain ways that you forge.
Oh yeah, I forgot one of the parts. The sword was the sword that I saw in the shop. The giant hooked black sword. That one.
Oh,
Forgot to say that.
hold on. Could you recreate that thing if you tried?
I don't want to recreate that thing.
No, but is it beyond your capability of forging? I phrased that poorly. My apologies.
It's definitely something you can create the design of, but you don't recognize the metal of it. You make a sword out of steel, looks just like it, no problem. But the coloration
Paint
would be
it black.
wrong. You paint it black.
So what you're saying is you couldn't make that blade.
Like, I got your sword.
You
What'd you say
couldn't make that blade then.
I prefer not to, and I don't think I can.
No. But it's going to be really hard for you to do anything with a blade you can't even make. Because I don't think he's going to give it to you.
I mean, I don't want it. If that's what you're saying,
No.
I don't want to be in a 400 meter. What's a meter? 400 feet of that
400
sword.
arlongs?
King's feet or queen's feet?
Yes.
Probably king's feet.
Oh, that's pretty far.
Is there anything else you guys want to talk to Phil about before you guys?
So GM question about that. Was he working on a sword, and the closer he gets to that blade in any sort of fashion, the more he's triggering himself?
The DM's not gonna answer that question.
I was like, fuck
Right.
that, don't tell him.
I just remember he said he was doing a sword, so...
Yeah, sure, I'll give you everything right now. What do you want to know about the campaign? What's the big bad? Oh, here it is. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
So I want to walk up and touch Thaddeus, though.
Okay. What is the deepest, darkest truth I think I know the answer to this one, but Thaddeus, you got it.
Actually, I have it written down. So when he's working on metal or in the vicinity of metal, he basically has slideshows of the people that we've killed and the people that I've seen I've killed. And he kind of likes it.
Oh,
I was wrong. I did not know the answer to that.
That was dark. Oh god.
It's the GM goes, uh-oh, I may have to rewrite something.
Oh man, I didn't get nothing.
He's just not
oh,
gonna
I think
touch.
I was touching.
Not gonna touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Well, I'll probably talk to him when it's just me and him, but I'm not gonna split that out. Yeah. So I just my character looks around and goes, "Hey, I don't feel nothing."
Can I make an inside check?
Yeah, you can make an insight check. Make a deception check, James.
Insight. Natural 19 with no ads.
Don't worry, I got a natural 1, so let's go.
Let's go.
You can see. You can see he's lying. I'll let James describe what gives him away to you specifically.
I'm squeezing him.
With
Where-
rolling
where-
that one, I think it's real obvious.
Where
Nothing, I got nothing.
Where I'm touching him, I'm squeezing hard.
Okay.
And you can probably feel my hands sweating.
Yeah, I'd be sweating too.
Can I use the bathroom?
It's right. Just go. It's down the hall.
I go in, sit in the bathroom.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right.
Metal.
Yes, Jesus Christ, there's metal. It's like handles
What's
and
the-
stuff, though.
Handles. I'll take a handle.
Oh my god, he just pulls a handle off a drawer or a cabinet. What was that cracking noise?
Sorry, I was shitting.
Okay.
Oh man, you're gonna need a new toilet after
You
this.
found a bathroom?
I found about
Alright, that is where we're gonna wrap up tonight's session. I was shitting is the final way to end this session. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the 2 followers. We got Dude with the Bucket, who wants to just be called Bucket, and then
Le Buckets.
Esol
Le
C37. Yep, thanks for watching,
Okay,
and
resident.
like always, go fuck yourselves. Oh, wrong button.